The stock markets have crashed crazily today. Sensex and Nifty both are at least 2% down. Why has this happened? Could this have been predicted somehow? It actually could have been. And we, in fact, covered a piece just this Saturday explaining how the events could unfold in the coming weeks and days. And that's exactly how it has happened. I am Shantanu Jain from Read On, and I'm here to explain why the stock markets have crashed today. Let's see the top two reasons for the market crash today. Number one is US में Fed ने announce किया है that they are going to raise interest rates and the Bank of England has already increased interest rates. So the first problem becomes increase in interest rates by the central banks. Now, why is this a problem is something that we'll discuss in detail. And number two is obviously the Omicron virus that is spreading all across the world, which is making the markets jittery. So this is more to do with sentiments and this is more to do with pure economics. And today we'll focus more on understanding this part that जब भी एक सेंट्रल बैंक किसी डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी का इंटरेस्ट रेट्स इंक्रीज करने की बात करता है देन व्हाई डज इट हैव अ नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन इमर्जिंग मार्केट का स्टॉक मार्केट्स स्पेशली एंड इमर्जिंग मार्केट से आई मीन इंडिया अर्जेंटीना ऑल ऑफ दीज इकोनॉमीज दैट आर ग्रोइंग नाउ दैट आर इमर्जिंग इन द वर्ल्ड नाउ ये हमेशा गिरती हैं जब भी इंटरेस्ट रेट्स रिवर्सल होते हैं. सो ऐसा क्यों होता है? लेट्स ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम अ प्योरली इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. एंड द आइडिया इज फ्रॉम दिस वीडियो कि आपके पास कुछ मेंटल मॉडल्स हों कि आप आगे जाके जब भी ऐसे सिनेरियोज देखें देन यू कैन प्रिडिक्ट योर सेल्फ कि अब आगे क्या होने वाला है. सो वील क्विकली मूव टू understanding the whole context first of this whole scenario that is being played out now. पूरा उसके बैकग्राउंड के बारे में समझेंगे एंड देन वील मूव ऑन टू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन द मार्केट्स टुडे. So the beginning of the end basically was the coronavirus spreading and the lockdowns being announced. Because of these lockdowns being announced, economic activity बहुत कम हो गई. There was a shock around the world and there were a lot of supply chain bottlenecks that got created. And because this was over a prolonged period of time, तो बहुत सारे companies, small companies especially, went out of business. Now when this happens, when some companies go out of business, what happens is जो demand, जो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने की कैपेसिटी होती है एक इकोनॉमी की और सर्विसेज देने की कैपेसिटी होती है वो नीचे चली जाती है. एंड द प्लेयर्स हु आर लेफ्ट इन द मार्केट हैव अ बेटर प्राइसिंग पावर. ऑब्वियसली ना, अगर कुछ कॉम्पिटिटर्स चले गए तो जो बाकी रह गए हैं वो ज़्यादा बड़ा मार्केट इन्जॉय करेंगे. बट बिकॉज ऑफ द पैंडेमिक डिमांड भी कम हो गया एंड सप्लाई भी कम हो गया, दोनों कम हो गया साइमल्टेनियसली. लोग खरीद नहीं पा रहे थे, लोगों की जॉब्स चली गई, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ गया, बहुत सारे लोग ले ऑफ हो गए, कंपनीज के पास पैसे नहीं थे देने को. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट डिमांड ऑल्सो वेंट डाउन एंड some of the companies went out of business. That's why supply also went down. अभी तक तो सिनेरियो ठीक था, बट यूएस ने क्या किया टू सेव इट्स इकोनॉमी, टू सेव the people in its economy and for them to have some cash in their hands, it went on a currency printing spree. They went on to print dollars, right? अभी क्या होता है जब भी आप बहुत सारा करेंसी प्रिंट करते हो, जब भी आप बहुत सारे डॉलर्स प्रिंट करते हो, दिस डॉलर फाइंड्स इट्स वे इनटू द इकोनॉमी, राइट? US में in the last 2 years 40% of all their currency has been printed in the last 2 years. Imagine, पिछले इतने सालों में 60% एंड अभी लास्ट के 2 सालों में 40%. एंड इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी पिछले कई सालों में भी हुई है वहाँ पर. सो वाई did they need to print so much money and what is the implication of this? That's very important. They needed to print it because they had to give money to the people, they had to subsidize their vaccination programs and fund their vaccination programs. They had to give people money in hand so that they would spend it on products, etc etc. अब जब मनी प्रिंटिंग होती है तो ये जो प्रिंट हुई मनी, द डॉलर्स दैट हैव बीन प्रिंटेड, ये दो जगह जाती है. एक ये फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम में चली जाती है वेयर बिकॉज central banks do not do transfers directly to the public. They send, when they print money, banks borrow this money from the central bank and then banks lend it out or distribute or do whatever दिस मनी इन द इकोनॉमी, दे इंजेक्ट इट आउट इन द इकोनॉमी, या फिर गवर्नमेंट बोरो कर लेती है सेंट्रल बैंक से, एंड देन द गवर्नमेंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स इट, स्पेंड्स इट ऑन पब्लिक हेल्थ केयर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, वट एवर दे वॉन्ट टू स्पेंड इट ऑन. So the money, some of the money went into financial assets and some went really into the hands of the people. Now when a lot of money comes into the hands of the people, and when goods and services are not increasing proportionately, गुड्स एंड सर्विस भी नहीं बना पा रही है इकोनॉमी, लोगों के हाथ में पैसे भी ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं, सो मोर मनी चेजेस लेस नंबर ऑफ गुड्स. सो इसकी वजह से एक इन्फ्लेशनरी प्रेशर आ जाता है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं डिमांड पुल इन्फ्लेशन. सो अ डिमांड पुल इन्फ्लेशन सिनेरियो कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर. अब ये एग्जैक्टली यही प्ले आउट हुआ, एंड दिस इज प्लेड आउट ऑल अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ सप्लाई चेन बॉटलनेक्स. क्योंकि रॉ मटेरियल इधर उधर से आता था, बहुत सारी डिफरेंट कंट्रीज से आता था, चाइना से स्पेशली बहुत ज़्यादा रॉ मटेरियल्स आता था फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ कंट्रीज. दैट स्टॉप्ड कमिंग इन, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वो प्रोडक्शन नहीं कर पा रहे थे, तो गुड्स मार्केट में कम है अवेलेबल. बट साथ ही साथ मनी प्रिंटिंग हुई है, तो लोगों के हाथ में कैश अवेलेबल करवाया गया. सो व्हाट हैपेंड वाज इन्फ्लेशन इंक्रीज करता गया, चीज़ें महंगी होती गई. आई होप यू विथ मी टिल हियर. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू हैव स्केर्सिटी एंड व्हेन यू हैव प्रिंटेड मनी एंड यू हैव हैड अ वेरी हाई इन्फ्लेशन. इससे क्या होता है, the purchasing power of the poorest of the poor in the society decreases drastically, right? Inflation अगर कोई भी चीज़ में हो रहा है, कोई भी चीज़ महंगी हो रही है, तो its immediate impact is on the people who do not have उतना ज़्यादा disposable income in their hands. Their purchasing power keeps going down. So that's why it's very important to control inflation. And to do that, what banks do, so what the central banks do is take liquidity out of the market. What do you mean by liquidity out of the market? Basically, मार्केट में पैसा घूम रहा है, पैसे से ट्रांजैक्शंस हो रहे हैं, राइट? उसकी वजह से ही इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ रहा है. सो व्हाट द सेंट्रल बैंक डज इज इट सेज दैट आई विल टेक इन सम मनी आउट ऑफ द इकोनॉमी. एंड व्हाट विल आई डू विथ इट? मैं कुछ नहीं, मैं उसको रख दूंगा खजाने में, नलीफाई कर दूंगा. मैंने प्रिंट किया, मैंने वापस ले लिया पैसा, राइट? सो दैट्स हाउ दैट होल ट्रांजैक्शन वर्क्स. And how do they do this? How do they take money out of the economy? They increase interest rates. अब ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. तो यूजुअली जब मनी इंजेक्ट होता है इकोनॉमी में, what the central banks do is that they purchase some bonds from banks and they give them dollar in return. वो बॉन्ड लेते हैं, डॉलर दे देते हैं, राइट? When they want to reduce money supply in the economy, what do? They sell bonds to the banks. So selling bonds to banks, financial institutions basically. अब ये बॉन्ड सेलिंग से क्या होता है, जब बॉन्ड सेल करेगा एक सेंट्रल बैंक लाइक आरबीआई, तो जो ये बैंक है वो बैंक किस में खरीदेगा? डॉलर में खरीदेगा. तो बैंक को वो सिक्योरिटी मिली एंड द बैंक गेव डॉलर्स टू द central bank. When will banks do this, or when will they be incentivized to do this? When the central bank increases the interest rate. So जैसे ही interest rate ज़्यादा मिलने लगता है कोई भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट पे, उसके लिए obviously उसका डिमांड बढ़ जाता है, right? But now how does that impact interest rates? वो वाली क्वेश्चन कहाँ आती है कि inflation was high because we printed more money. Why was inflation high? Because we printed more money, because lesser amount of goods were being chased by more amount of money. मेरे पास अब डॉलर ज़्यादा आ गया यहाँ पे, बट चीज़ें खरीदने को गुड्स अभी भी कम हैं. 3 थे, अब 2 ही रह गए. सो द सेम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी चेजेस लेसर अमाउंट ऑफ गुड्स, और मोर मनी chases lesser goods or the same number of goods basically, right? So what happens in this case is that the price of these goods increases. Who is impacted the most by such a rise in price? The poorest of the poor in an economy. Unemployment बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है, and the poor suffer a lot because of inflationary pressures, which is very detrimental to the economy as a whole. Now, to curb inflation, what needs to be done? The money that has been pumped in, we pumped in money, डॉलर पंप इन किया गया, that needs to be taken out of the economy. इसको हम बोलते हैं liquidity being taken out of the economy. Now, how can liquidity be taken out of the economy? You can either directly tax the taxpayer कि भाई तुम टैक्स से गवर्नमेंट को और ज़्यादा पैसे दे दो एंड गवर्नमेंट विल नॉट स्पेंड दैट मनी, right? But a better way to do that is that the central bank says that I will pump money out of the economy, I will take money out of the economy. And how am I going to do that? I am going to start selling the bonds, the central bank ka bonds. And when I sell, what do I get as a central bank? I get dollars in return, right? So economy में उतना ही dollars float करना अब कम हो गया. So goods एंड सर्विसेज का लेवल नीचे नहीं गया, बट जो करेंसी थी और मनी थी इकोनॉमी में वो नीचे आ गई, राइट? सो उससे इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया. बट देन इसका एक डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है स्टॉक मार्केट्स में, विच वी विल अंडरस्टैंड नाउ. इंटरेस्ट रेट्स, when these interest rates increase, there's a series of events that happens. Interest rates increased. Now the foreign institutional investors or the investors who are putting in money in the emerging markets, उनका कैसा रहता है portfolio? They basically try and get maximum returns at least risk, right? एंड जो ट्रेजरी बिल्स होते हैं यूएस के स्पेशली, उसको ज़ीरो रिस्क माना जाता है. तो अभी ट्रेजरी बिल्स पे जो रिटर्न भी था वो 0% था, ठीक है? सो एट ज़ीरो रिस्क दे वर गेटिंग 0% इंटरेस्ट. सो FIIs ट्राई टू मैक्सिमाइज रिटर्न एट द लीस्ट रिस्क, और इसको एक तरह और से बोल सकते हैं हम दैट दे वांट टू हैव मोर रिटर्न एट द same level of risk. एंड इसको एक और तरह से बोला जा सकता है दैट द FIIs want to keep risk at a certain level, जो फर्स्ट वाला ही था एक्चुअली, कुछ भी नहीं है, इसको हटा देना. So these are two ways in which you can look at this, that they want to maximize return at the least risk possible, or they want more returns at the same level of risk, right? So what happens in this equation is that as soon as the TB or the treasury says that they are going to raise, say, the interest rate to 1%, now the FIIs feel that okay, risk तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है and I am getting some return out of investing in government, US government bonds, and we are assuming that the emerging markets का risk return ratio is the same. वहाँ पे अभी भी जितना रिस्क पे जो रिटर्न मिल रहा था वही मिल रहा है. So what happens is that these FIIs sell some of the high risk investments in their portfolio and they park that money in these bonds, because this is giving them 1% of returns, which is absolutely safe, right? So for them, in terms of the portfolio, what happens is emerging markets को ही and cryptos को ज़्यादा risky investments देखा जाता है in the equity markets parlance, right? So they sell off these crypto investments and the equity market investments, and they start putting money into the US का bonds या UK का bonds, whichever countries have increased their interest rates, because they are much safer and they are giving a positive return. Now when FIIs sell, what happens? जब भी आप स्टॉक मार्केट में सेल करते हो, सेलिंग प्रेशर आते ही, and these FIIs don't sell in over a period of time. अगर if they were selling थोड़ा थोड़ा chunk करके, the markets wouldn't have had that shock, that would have gotten absorbed in the markets. But these FIIs sell very dramatically, which we saw today, which happened today exactly, that they sold off a lot of their stocks very dramatically, very quickly, and because of that it creates a panic situation in the markets. So as people see in a very short period of time, the people who've done short trades, taken short trades or swing trades जिन्होंने भी लिए हैं, they see the markets falling very rapidly. So what they do is they start covering their positions. They also start becoming a part of that crash. They also start selling. तो वो prices को और further down कर दिया जाता है. So when retail investors look at this panic being created in the markets, they also start pulling their money out. And one more place where the retail investor is putting in the money is through the mutual funds via the SIP route. And a lot of retail investors stop putting money into SIPs when they see markets crashing like crazy, right? So because of these two things, mutual funds also have to sell because SIP के redemptions बढ़ जाते हैं, a lot of people are selling off their mutual fund positions, etc., etc. So DIIs start selling, retail investors start selling, everybody starts selling, and that's why you see such kind of a 2 to 3%, 4% kind of a crash in the markets that we saw today. So this was FIIs exiting. Now you will have a genuine person will have a question that Shantanu, FIIs अगर 1% of Indian stocks hold करते हैं, then they shouldn't have that kind of an impact on the markets. You're absolutely right. They shouldn't. But they don't hold India का only 1% of total market capitalization of the Indian stocks. They hold 19 to 20% of India का total market cap. This is where the problem is. If these people, even if they sell off half of their holdings in the emerging markets where they've made a lot of money in the bull run, they've made tons and tons of money. When these people sell off, it'll be a very small part of the portfolio, but it'll be a large chunk of money flowing out of our markets, which will keep dragging the prices down for most of the stocks. And these people usually, it's not a given, usually invest in the top Sensex में करते हैं top 30 stocks and Nifty 50. So they usually focus on the top stocks in an economy because they don't want to take an undue risk from a company perspective also, that they buy into some penny stocks or some small stocks and they end up losing a lot of money because of it. So that's the whole gist of what has happened today, the whole gist of what we are seeing happening. And there is a whole economic repercussion of an interest rate hike. This is something that I explained from a stock market perspective. Now, in an economy also, what happens, and this is something very interesting, and this is something that you should carry as a mental model too, is that as soon as interest rates are hiked by central bank, obviously the cost of borrowing for banks go up. Banks का borrowing cost goes up. नाउ बैंक का बोरोइंग कॉस्ट ऊपर जा रहा है, तो वो जो इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करेगा फ्रॉम कॉरपोरेट्स एज वेल एज फ्रॉम रिटेल, लाइक होम लोन हुआ, पर्सनल लोन हुआ, ये सब पे भी जो इंटरेस्ट वो चार्ज करेगा, एंड जो वो कॉर्पोरेट से भी इंटरेस्ट रेट चार्ज करेगा, बोथ ऑफ दैट विल इंक्रीज. इंटरेस्ट रेट्स विल इंक्रीज. नाउ व्हेन यू इंक्रीज इंटरेस्ट रेट्स फॉर कॉर्पोरेट्स, जब भी इंक्रीज होता है, कॉर्पोरेट्स इन्वेस्ट लेसर इन न्यू प्लांट्स, फैक्ट्रीज. वो और फैक्ट्रीज नहीं लगाते हैं, वो और प्लांट्स नहीं लगाते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ विच unemployment increases or new job opportunities are not created. And in a country like ours, where we have today the highest number of unemployed people as a percentage of the total population, हमारा इतना ज़्यादा unemployment कभी नहीं रहा है. It is very important for us to make and create jobs for people, to create employment for people. When the interest rates increase, obviously the capital budgeting of these bigger players, of the corporates and the big companies, that goes for a toss. They don't get enough returns on their investments. So because of that, they stop opening new plants, new factories. So इसकी वजह से jobs कम मिलती हैं, जिसकी वजह से लोगों को wages कम मिलते हैं, और the same number of people, the same labor force starts fighting for a lesser number of jobs available, right? उधर भी demand supply equation है, right? And wages decrease होने से क्या होता है? When wages decrease, your purchasing power decreases. You will have lesser disposable income. When you have lesser disposable income in an economy, you will not be able to buy the goods and services produced by these companies. HUL का साबुन तेल नहीं खरीद पाओगे आप, कोलगेट नहीं खरीद पाओगे आप, right? या फिर जो लोगों के पास जॉब्स नहीं है वो नहीं खरीद पाएंगे. So for these companies, the demand goes down, their profitability goes down, and this becomes a whole vicious circle. So that is the impact of interest rates rising, and that's why you will see that there will be a cost pressure on the companies in the coming days. The companies that borrow a lot, there'll be a cost pressure on them. Unka bottom lines will not be that lucrative anymore, and the stock market prices all of this in over a period of time. आज तो knee jerk reaction था, आज काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक साथ fall किया है, but this gets priced over a period of time also. And this is bound to happen when you have very, very high inflation. This is like a chicken egg problem with the central banks and the banks all around the world not being able to do enough to tackle it. अभी आप बोलोगे कि यूएस में अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट्स इंक्रीज हुए तो इंडिया में क्यों इंटरेस्ट रेट्स इंक्रीज करना इंपॉर्टेंट है? बिकॉज to stop the outflow of this FII का money. So what will Indian banks do? India का central bank बोल रहा था मैं 4% interest दे रहा हूँ on a say 10% risk, right? कि 10% ऊपर नीचे होता है. And US बोल रहा था, and कुछ लोगों ने इसमें invest कर रखा था, and पहले US था 0% and 0%, right? 0% risk, 0% interest. Now the US says that I'm going to give 0% risk पे 1% interest. So proportionately India says that देखो risk profile तो मेरा change नहीं हुआ है, but I'll give you 2% extra interest, right? So I'll also increase my interest rate proportionately. So that's why when India has to increase interest so that ये FII का money पूरा ही बाहर नहीं चला जाए. So it's always a reaction that we have because we are not the dominant currency in the world. That's as simple as that. Rupee अगर आज dominant currency in the world होती, then we would have been commanding these situations. But sadly, we are not the dominant economic force in the world, and that's why we have to react to these pressures. And internally, also, we are seeing very high inflations in some sectors and in parts and pieces. Overall inflation is also increasing, but when you look at it as a sum of its parts, some of the people in the country are suffering really, really bad because of inflationary pressures. So obviously interest rates have to go up a bit. I usually find this question very interesting that a lot of people come back and tell me, yaar, when the interest rates are increasing, obviously the banks are going to give us more returns on the fixed deposit that we have, right? That we are going to get more returns, and that would mean that we can spend a lot more. But you have to understand that that's a very small proportion of the entire wealth that's moving around in the economy. That's a very, very small proportion which does not create a material impact. 1 to 2% will not create a material impact. The banks are lending out much, much more than you are putting into the bank. And we've explained this in the multiplier wala video also, and we have done pieces also in it. We can put that in the description. But this is how this whole circle becomes a vicious circle of interest rates increasing because of inflation, which leads to FIIs pumping money out of the emerging economies and the stock markets crashing. The next time you see these set of events repeating, remember that you heard it from Read On, that you learned it from Read On. Do share and spread the word. We hope we could educate you as much as possible. We don't want to give you advice on whether the markets will fall, will not fall, whether you should take a short or a long call on the markets, but we want to educate you so that you have enough context over a 2 to 3 year period to understand how things move on your own so that you can become your own advisor. That's what we are out here to achieve. Thank you for your support, thank you for your time. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.